Hey guys, and welcome to round 4 of the ARL Camping World Truck Series. Here from Michigan, in obviously the trucks, and we got a cracker of a race coming up, I think. Joining me today is Tommy Cumper, and do you want to just introduce yourself there?
Hello, yes, I am Thomas Camper, otherwise known as Tommy, and I'll be assisting Hard Nutter, or Alexander Harding, to commentate on this race.
So, yeah, have you had a couple of laps around here yet, or
I've
you got?
had a couple of laps about a month or two ago. It's quite a challenging track, you never really think that from an oval, but you got to lift off into the corners, and it's quite tricky.
Yeah, I did a couple of laps. I'll see if I can put a video of that up at the end or some point in the video. But yeah, you need to let off the acceleration. It's not flat out. It's kind of it's a medium oval, but no braking whatsoever. And obviously with the fixed setup, it's very loose. So you can lose it on your own just by getting the power down that fraction of a second too early. Or if of course if you get it late, you can run out high into the barrier. So it's very dangerous, and there's not very much banking on the track at all. So we got I think it's 60 laps today, 64 laps, and we're looking for action throughout. Obviously, at the last couple of races, there's been quite a lot of action with safety cars and things like that. So
A
yeah,
nice little comparison video.
this is one of my laps I did during the week just to see kind of what times people are aiming for, and obviously there's about 4 tenths off the pace, but you can see it's very close, especially in the first half of the lap. There's not too much to separate it.
What's the problem with these sort of tracks is because you're lifting off, if you sort of carry like, I don't know, like half a mile an hour too much into a corner, because the corners are so long, you're just going to lose so much speed when you get out of the corner. You can
Yeah,
lose like 2 or 3 tenths just from that small mistake.
yeah. So the championship standings coming into round 4. Obviously we've got Mike at the top there. Great results from him so far. He's only got the one win, but every single race has been up there challenging for the victory. AC Alex Simpson second. Great result for him. Obviously he's not really been focusing on this championship too much. It's been more about the IndyCar, but still second and not too far off the lead there. I don't think Mike's racing in this one, so he might be able to take the lead in the championship without the drop rounds and everything. So very good for him so far. And Shane Pateman in third there. Great results for him so far. So let's
And
just
it's got
join.
Ben Horrell right down the bottom of the championship standings. Not sure how many races he's done.
Yeah, I think he's just done the one race, and I think that might have been Richmond. I remember him losing it twice on his own there, which was quite a laugh. I got a video up on that of you on YouTube. Brilliant fun. But yeah, we're just looking for an improvement because obviously Richmond, that was quite safety car infested, and so was Daytona. So we're just looking to get a little bit better this round, which I'm sure will happen. Obviously we've only got 8 or so drivers this time because of the football match and everything going on. England playing whoever it is they are playing. I haven't got a clue. And I'm sure
They're
you
wasting
don't.
their time. They should be behind the wheel.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not sure why they've got their priorities on the football. But obviously it is Euros, so possibly you can
Yeah, come on,
understand it.
guys. You can record that. Can't record
Yeah,
this. Can't record this and then do commentary later.
no. And yeah, so do you want to just do a little rundown of the standings at the moment? We've got Jake Foster first in qualifying, 40.887, great lap for him. Kevin Innes in second, and Zhao Tian third. I hope I said that right. I'm not.
Yep, sounds pretty close.
Yeah, very close there. The top 4. Jake in fifth, only a tenth and a half or so off of him. So that's very close. Should make for a very interesting race. And obviously we've got Tim Mawson back now. He's finally got his internet connection all sorted. Seems to be stable at the moment. So this is his first race in the truck series. So looking for something good for him.
He's not that far off Oscar Hardwick, and he's pretty quick.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of teams going on in this championship. We got kind of like the ARL Apex crew of Woody and AC that have been doing pretty well, with Darren coming in for the odd race, and obviously Oscar and Jarl have been doing quite a lot of races. So at Daytona they were bump drafting each other around, so obviously they've got a little bit of experience with the bump draft and kind of teamwork. So we'll see how that turns out in these medium ovals where drafting is still important, but not quite as much, I wouldn't have thought, as the full-on speedways.
Yeah, it's going to be so hard to work out who's who. Their skins are all the sort of the same colour. Apart from Alex Simpson, he's got quite a nice skin of white, which is good. He'll be easy to spot.
Yeah, I think I think I might not have run the E-Trading paint, so apologies to any of the drivers on there. If you have got custom paints and everything, we'll try and get that sorted for next time.
Top three have got very similar main paint colours, so it's quite tricky. They have to go by numbers, but they're quite hard to spot in the distance.
Yeah, in this race I'm just going to have a tinker with the camera angles, see what we can get. I had a look at the default camera angles, and they're pretty good, you know. Got quite a lot of the action in, especially from the blimp cam in the TV3 being how far it is zoomed out, so that should be able to catch all the main action. Obviously with the small pack, we should be able to get it all. Hope for the best, eh?
Hopefully we won't have any problems with our commentary or broadcast or anything like that.
I'm expecting my PC to blow up around lap 8. There's always some kind of technical glitch, but
that's a nice camera shot there. Is that in the blimp?
Yeah, that's just a blimp shot there. It's pretty good. Obviously you can't really see the numbers too well, but
it's quite a shame that we don't have more cars on the track. Trucks, whatever you want to call them. Things with wheels.
Yeah, but you've got to admit everyone in the race is going to be happy about it, because it just means there's more likelihood that you're going to get a good result and some good points for your tally.
There's a smart man, and then there's the racer in you that wants to have a load of cars to battle against.
Yeah.
I'm sure, however much they want points, I think they want to race as well. As we see, who's that just tagging on at the back, getting left behind even under the pace car.
Yeah.
Maybe he was looking out the window at something.
Liam Williams there. I think that's what Liam anyway. Yeah.
I think we need to look through this broadcast after we've finished it and see how many there's Murrayisms and stuff like that. If we've dropped any of those.
I'm sure we'll get some in at some point. Just on these medium ovals, it's just the one lap before the green, so watching out for the very fast restart here.
Is it leader on the inside?
Yeah, leader on the inside was Thule. Obviously, it's gonna string out quite quick. I would have thought. Wouldn't have thought it'd go around for a whole lap side by side, but you never know. We've got some great drivers here on the grid, and I think with new tyres. Yeah, hopefully not. Anyway, so who's your tip for the victory here today?
Oh, I could not say. It's quite close between the first four, so you got to say, I don't know. If I had to choose.
Sorry, and the pace car's in. We're just waiting for the green light here, and we're go at round 4 in Michigan here. And Jake Foster. Jake, yeah, leading for death for Deb there. And some nice little action there. Three wide going through into turn 1, but see AC just backing out and letting them go through. Tim Olsen up position there. It's great for him. Just managed to hug it down low with the new tyres.
I haven't really raced. I didn't think I've raced around this track. So is bump drafting possible? Is there an advantage to it, or is it just sort of post drafting?
Yeah, I don't think any drivers would really want to risk it, especially at this early in the race, because as we said, the setup's so loose around it. If you are going to bump draft, it is literally going to just be across the start-finish straight. Obviously not really a straight, it's more of a kind of like a tri-oval kind of layout. But definitely down the back straight, it's going to help you out, possibly a tenth or two, but it might just be enough to get you down the inside into turn 3. As we can see, that's exactly what, that's exactly what AC's having an attempt at. Has just followed the leaders on board, Jake Foster and Yol, I think that is, in the 13 car. Yeah. Great driving from him.
Is it Kenville? For some reason I want to call him Knievel.
Yeah, in the black car there, just getting past there by AC. That's 2 laps and 2 of those manoeuvres by AC. That's great driving from him.
Is that Jake up into 3rd place?
Yeah, Jake Petrella, very good driving from him, not just in this race, but there's been quite a few overtakes from him that have looked very good. As we see AC now going down the inside of yet another person, that's the 48 car. And
hanging on around the outside though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing, you can carry a little bit more speed around the outside. Obviously you're going to have to travel a little bit further, but you can carry a little bit more speed. So if you can hook it up around the outside, it gives you kind of like a slingshot into these straights. As the cars are just building up. Yeah, as the cars are building up to that. Oh, crash. Huge crash. A 42 car. And I believe that might be Oscar Hardwick there.
And who else is that? It's the number 15 of Liam Williams.
Yeah.
Collected in that.
I don't think Oscar's put too much practice in this week, and that is coming to haunt him back there.
Oh, he snatched under him, isn't it?
Yeah. I feel sorry there for Liam there.
Just a little bit before, didn't we?
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate for Liam just being taken with it, but let's just see if we can get a little bit earlier on board here.
Yep.
So it's fine, he backs out of it to let him have a little bit more space. As you see AC just running a little bit wide, but then he just gets loose.
If he's seen that he's going to cut underneath and is it full power on the exit there, or do you have to kind of feed it in?
Full power, because obviously these are only got about 450 horsepower or so. So yeah, it's easy to go full power, but
maybe he's just become distracted and sort of got a bit eager to cut underneath, and hasn't really sort of lost it, overcorrected it as well.
Yeah.
Quite hard to catch these things, has to be said.
Yeah, very
Even some
unlucky.
of the slower cars.
Very, very unlucky from him there. See, that's not what he's wanting. 5 laps into a 64 lap race. As we see quite a lot of the field going to the pits there. 44 car there. Jake Foster, very, very late call to come into the pits, but he should have got away with that. I believe that's all of the cars in the pit there. Just showing how important new tyres is around here.
I think it was last week's rookie oval, we had to sort of have a word with some of the drivers about the way they were entering the pits under safety car. They were sort of dummying and then coming back onto the track, and it nearly caused a huge wreck. So I think he just sort of saw everyone else was diving in and thought he'd better take some of that as well. As we see, Jarl has actually jumped him in the pits. Maybe do you think he's just taken 2 tyres, you think?
Yeah.
Or 4 and no fuel?
Yeah, possibly no fuel, because obviously you're going to probably want to pit again, because you've only got 18 or so gallons of fuel to start with. I'm not quite sure that that's going to be enough.
Well, you'd think that there's bound to be another safety car, or definitely a pit stop for tyres, so you wouldn't really want to chuck fuel in now.
Yeah, you're going to be wanting to run as lightly. I don't know, but we saw with the V8s that most drivers seem to say it's quicker to run without the fuel, but if you do have a little bit more fuel, then the car does become a little more settled. So I'm just wondering What do you reckon? Could that kind of work in the trucks as well? Just having that little bit extra weight in the car, just kind of keeping it planted a bit more.
I haven't really driven the trucks much. It's definitely true for the V8s. I mean, at Spa, I had the quali setup that I carried into the race, which was not very wise because it was stable, but the fronts just went off after like 4 laps. But the V8s, definitely, if you add more fuel to the thing, it's a lot more stable. I think for this, it probably it's hard to work out, isn't it? Because obviously, with these sort of cars and these sort of tracks, the momentum is highly important. And obviously, you'll have more momentum with a heavier car, but it's harder to get up to a higher speed when the car's heavier. So I don't know where the fuel tanks on these things. I'm guessing they're hanging over the back somewhere or in the middle.
Yeah, probably just behind that rear window there. I would have thought somewhere around there.
So
you're gonna want
it might change the handling aspects, but I'm sure the tyres are, fresher tyres are much better than like worrying about the fuel.
Yeah, and we see, just looking at the standings there, Oscar has retired. Not sure what's happened to that, but
You got fast tows?
yeah, in the camping trucks, it's one fast tow. So we had a little vote thing going on in the forums about a month ago after Richmond, I believe, just to try and keep the safety cars down, because obviously if you know you've only got the one fast tow, then you're going to be wanting to stay away from the action as much as possible. So yeah, just the one fast tow, and there's the lucky dog system as well. So the closest lapped car, so to speak, gets waved around at the caution.
I mean, even with fast tows, you still don't really want to get in a battle that you know is going to end up in a crash. You still want to race with each other. Even if you didn't have any fast tows, you still go for stuff. You want to race, but yeah, that's the downside. I know there was a few bugs early on in some of the leagues where you pit and try and get a fast tow done and it wouldn't repair anything. You'd have to drive out the pits all the way back around the track and back in.
I think that's Liam Williams just being waved around there. I would have thought it's him anyway. I think he's the only one that's got caught up.
Are we thinking maybe there's a bug with Oscar's fast tow or something?
Possibly, because obviously, as you said, there was a bug with, what was it, not having the fuel tinks, something like that. You gotta have the fuel tink, otherwise it doesn't fuel the fast tow. Bit of a shame, but hopefully they're gonna fix.
8 cars?
Yeah, 8 cars on the grid at the moment, and very, very close. Obviously, just for the safety car, there was a little bit of a gap building up between kind of like 3 or 4 of the quick guys that are in the lead and the not so quick. Obviously, it's a little bit subjective because everyone here is pretty damn quick, but there are always those kind of couple of people that stand out from the rest, as you get with all forms of racing, I suppose.
Be interesting to see where Jake Forster goes from here. He's in 4th place. Never made his pit stop. As everyone else has pitted, haven't they? They've sort of come out. I think Alex Simpson's jumped ahead of who was it? Evil Knievel. Can't remember how to pronounce his name. Kenville, that's it. Sorry.
And we're going great here.
Oh,
great stuff. Nice defending there from AC. Obviously, he didn't get too great a start, but
he had 2 of them behind him. He had to choose, do I go high, do I go low, and he's probably made the wrong choice there because now he's going to get mugged.
Yeah, that's going to take him a good couple of corners just to get back up to speed before he's able to start fighting. We can see Tim Mawson there, the Moorman, just having a little go there, just backing out.
It's interesting to see that Jarl got a really good start, but it hasn't really paid off as we come to the end of the first green lap from the safety car. And
very close there between AC and 48 car of who is that in the 48 car? That is
the mystery man.
Kenville.
doesn't exist.
Yeah, as you
He's
were
hanging on
saying.
the outside as well, and he can't really jump down to defend against Tim. He's got the slipstream as well.
Yeah, it's nice to see Tim back on the track, and he's doing pretty well at the moment.
Yep, he had some internet issues, but in the sim world, we'll just say he had some, I don't know, some funding issues, or I don't know, technical issues with his car, his setup, his team, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
He's back on the track.
I think we'll declare it a blinking will issue. And
I know with the Formula Sim Racing or something like that, if they get a disconnect, they actually class it as a electrical failure of the car. Quite neat, I think.
oh, AC and Tim Mawson, just as we were giving them both praise, it's all gone suddenly wrong.
Well,
but
maybe
AC seems to have
did
got
blink,
away with
like
it.
you said.
Yeah, maybe he tried to turn left, but the car's blinked right. Maybe that's it.
Has he done an OS, or has he just run out wide into Alex?
Even from the outside shots here, you can see just how bumpy the track is.
Oh, it was Alex that went into him.
Now that was very lucky for AC, because he seems to have got away with that scot-free. Obviously he's got a little bit of damage, but
Are we able to get a replay from on board with Alex or not? Oh, excellent. Yes. There we go. Normal. He looked left a bit. Yeah, you're looking left. Ah, no. He just got a bit loose on the exit. Tried to save it, but hit into Tim. Ah.
Yeah, I don't know if that's just me, but it seems to be a little bit of a bump on the high line coming out of turn 2 there. That's probably what's caught him off guard there. As they line up behind the safety car again. Hopefully, obviously 12 laps in, hopefully there won't be too many cautions.
I'm guessing they're all going to dive into the pits again.
Yeah,
nice and sensible.
Yeah, in the rookie race on Saturday.
Oh, that is not a smart move.
Nicely kept clean there. 3 guys still on the track and 5 in the pits. But yeah, in the rookie race at USA Speedway, I was leading by a couple of seconds and then just not pitting. Obviously it was a 70-odd lap race, and 10 laps from the end, Munro just got me with a fresher set of tyres, and that's, taught me to pit as often as possible. So
yep.
Just wondering if that's what these guys are thinking, because those guys on the track still are gonna be cannon fodder for the first couple of laps.
Well, that helped me to my victory at, I can't remember what track it is. It's the one with the hay bales on.
Oxford Plains.
That's the one. Jake Forster was quicker than me the entire race, but I pitted, he hadn't. I got past him for the win, which was nice.
And I think that's the race where I nicked him for second as well.
I might have been, yeah. We were in Scan GP then, weren't we? That was
good times.
1-2 Scan GP. But anyway, I'm not sure whether we should whether the drivers need to sort of either commit or carry on, because it's getting a bit hectic with people sort of judging what everyone else is going to do, diving into the pits and then diving back out to the track, because we've seen it before. I think it was again at USA Speedway on the it was a Saturday league race where there was quite a big nasty accident involving the leader and a back marker, because people were just sort of chopping in front of everyone, diving into the pits. I've seen official truck races under caution where people have come to the pits and then seen that other people aren't pitting, they'll duck back out. Can't even talk. Duck back out again, and then they'll just run into someone that's already on the track.
Yeah, for the super speedways, we've kind of got like an unwritten rule, so to speak, where you got to at least say on TeamSpeak or in the game chat, kind of on the back straight, that you're going to pit, because obviously you're going to be checking down from 190 miles an hour at Daytona and places like that, whereas everyone's going to be kind of going past you full throttle for the lead. So maybe we should kind of see what the general consensus is of implementing that kind of rule on the shorter ovals.
Jake Petrella is that how you say his last name?
Yeah, I believe that's right. Yeah.
Is he? No, that wasn't him, was it? That was someone else. Someone has just gone through the pits. I don't know if they stopped. Do you think that was they've gone into the pits and gone into a closed pit and got a? They wouldn't have done that because they have to do that under green, don't they? Why have they gone through the pit?
Unless they've missed their pit box. Bit of a clumsy move, but
it's quite
happened.
tricky because for most of the races I've been in, my pit guy's been right at the end of the pits, and obviously when you come into the pits, even if your pit box is in view, the pit guy doesn't appear until you're, I don't know, about 100 meters away from him. So you'll be going down the pit lane and you'll be like, oh, I think I've missed him. And then you'll go past and you'll just pop into view and like, ah, there he is.
Yeah,
See,
Tim
Tim
Mawson. Yeah, I think that was a self-administered one there. Obviously, he's normally the race admin when he was having his internet issues, but being back in the action, he's still got the admin duties as well as the race, so...
He can put himself a lap ahead of everyone else and be winning, but I'm sure he won't do that. He's a sensible chap. It might have been him that was coming out the pits. I think he might have got a fast toe. Like I said, there's some similar looking skins, quite hard to spot from the cameras we've got. It would have helped if I'd have studied, or we'd have studied the skins before the race. You know, with the Formula 1 it's obviously really easy because we watch it every weekend, we watch it online and stuff like that. Skins don't change every week. You know what a Force India looks like, what a Williams looks like, what drivers are.
James, some people don't. Jonathan Ledgard. But yeah, as you see pit lane there, that's Liam Williams.
I hope we're not turning into him.
And is that the 13th
Joins
car
the battle.
joins the battle, coming out of the pits there. Ken Valonis out of the pits there, along with one of the... That was quite a nice looking car coming out of the pits at the back, the yellow and green car. I think that was a default paint skin, but it did look pretty nifty. So I would have thought they'd have been going green this time around, although...
Like they're lining up 2 with 2, unless they're just messing around, but I'm sure they won't do that.
57 minutes left in the race, 15 laps down. Should be able to finish it, I believe. Gonna need a few more green laps, but sure we'll get that now.
15 laps with only 2 crashes is not too bad. In as one of them was, well, both of them to be fair, probably could have not been cautions had it not hit someone else.
Yeah.
In AC, if AC and
we're going
Tim,
green here, sorry.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Sorry. Tim. Sorry, Tim. Sorry, Tom, yeah, green. With Jarl leaving, I believe. And that's
Yeah, I think Jake
quite a good
Forster's
start.
second. Third place. No, Jake's in third, sorry. Is that, is it Kenville in second, I think?
I believe it is. Yeah, he's been doing very well so far, and we see AC just getting out the slipstream there, diving down into turn 3, and he should make that stick. Obviously, he's kind of like half curling back.
He hasn't made a stick. He's dropped back a bit.
That is very surprising. So
Oh,
maybe Tim Mawson in the pits there. But let's just hope he hasn't got a drive through for speeding in the pits or anything like that. That is going to kill his race, especially if we don't have any more cautions.
He might have.
See if we can get a replay of that.
Unless he's lost it going into the pits. That'd be a bit embarrassing. Oh,
yeah,
no.
opposite lock, and that's gone totally wrong for him.
That was a good save though. That was a
Very
good save.
Good save.
Oh, we cut away there when it was getting interesting. Did he keep out of the wall?
I have no idea, but let's just hope he did, because otherwise that is his race gone out the window.
Cover up the embarrassment, just say he was going for the pits anyway.
Yeah, so yeah, a couple laps to go. AC doing a similar thing and unfortunately collecting time. Now the kind of opposite, but didn't get anyone with him. Possibly a bit annoyed by not taking anyone out. Not in a malicious way, but simply because he wants the caution.
Just stop on the track when you pull out. It would have been a good idea if we'd have jotted down who pitted, because I have no idea. I know that I think Jake pitted, I don't think Jarl's pitted. As you can see, Kenville is closed right up behind Jarl. Did he pit? I'm not sure.
I think he might have pitted the once, like the first caution, but not the second. I don't quote me on that, but I believe that's what's happened. See that the top three are just dropping AC at the moment. I'm not sure. Obviously, how that contact causing the safety car.
Aerodynamic damage. You never know. But the problem is now is if you're Kenville now, you'll see that you're closing up behind Jarl. You'll be like, oh yeah, I'm faster than him. I'm faster than him. And there'll be a point where you've just burnt your tyres out and you'll start dropping back and you'll be like, why did I try and push for the lead so early?
Yeah, I don't know if it's just for me, but in Iracing, it's more about tyre temperature than kind of tyre wear, up to a point, honestly.
Slight bug they need to fix. I mean, you can set your fastest lap, especially on the road course, if you've just put around for your out lap. And then when you start your flying lap, tyres will be ice cold and you'll go half a second quicker than you did if you'd gone flat out on your out lap.
Yeah, just see in the background there, Liam Wilson and Ken Valinis in 5th and 6th, having quite a nice little strap.
Even further back, we've got a little battle going on, occupying the inside and outside of the track. As we see, Jarl's coming under increasing pressure from old Evil Knievel.
Jake, normally we'll see with the rookie oval, so it wasn't the rookie oval back then in season 1, but he was the oval champion back in the street stock, so his skills are kind of carrying over here. He just on the podium.
He seems to have a knack of especially the ovals where you need to brake and lift off, especially the short ovals. He can just not necessarily be like miles quicker than anyone else. I think there's people that could be with him, but he just seems to be able to keep the tyres in check and go quick. That's what I remember from the season 1 rookie was, I mean, myself, you and a few others could keep up with him, but after a few laps he'd just pull away because our tyres were shot.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it, but I'd like to get a few tips from him, as I'm sure most of the drivers on the grid here would, but that's his little kind of knack that he's got. As we see Jake Petrella just having a little look in, coming along the start-finish straight there. Maybe he's going to have a little Takuma Sato kind of attempt into turn 1 here. But no, just sticking with him. Not any
Jake's
risk.
Pulling Alex along behind him, and they're slowly creeping up, first and second.
Yeah, just noticing how close most of the drivers are getting to the wall. I'm just curious if there's going to be any kind of scraping along it at any point, because that's going to ruin your aero damage, your aero, I mean.
I guess there is some sort of aerodynamic advantage. Obviously you're increasing the angle of the corner by doing such a thing, but I'm guessing there is like on the straight there's an aerodynamic advantage to running up close to the wall. I'm sure it's something like side drafting or whatever, you get a little bit more speed. I don't know if that's happens in real life, I may have just made it up.
No, I believe it does. I believe it does, because it's the same with the cars, isn't it? Because if you're side by side with the car, but obviously it probably won't be as much as if you're with a moving car, but I don't see why not. Why it can kind of happen with the car, with the wall line.
It might also be netcode that makes it look like they're getting a bit closer than they actually are. I know sometimes you'll see them into the wall and you'll question, you've just hit the wall, and they'll be like, no I haven't. That's happened many times at the Indy 500 where I've seen people in front of me smash into the wall, and then over the in-game chat be like, nope, didn't hit anything.
Yeah, we've had quite a lot of net issues this season, especially with Johan Luigi, the rookie road. Just every race it seems, I don't I think that's his
I mean,
connection.
on the whole, the netcode for this game is pretty good. I think it's mainly down to everyone's connection to the server rather than the server itself. I mean, I know my connection isn't brilliant, but I get a few odd blinks every now and then. It's not like other games like 2011.
Yeah, where
if
you
your
can
connection's
be.
really bad, the game will go, I'll just guess where your car is, and you'll end up flying upside down, bouncing around.
And it's not just like the odd corner, is it, on F1? Because Malaysia, Season 4, PC, GP2, here I am, turn 1, oh, I'm leaving the race, and everyone else says, oh no, you've crashed. End of the race, I've won it, they're 3rd, 4th and 5th, and we've been running totally different races. But I don't know how that can happen, but we don't get anything like that here. As we see AC getting bump drafted along there by, who is that in 4th place?
Jake Forster. He's overtaken Jake. We've been chatting for so long and we've just missed that completely. So
sorry guys.
On the race anyway. It's Jarl Tyne in first, and Kenville Innes in second. Jake Forster in third. No, not in third. Sorry, it's Alex Simpson in third. Jake's getting pulled along behind. I don't know whether he just made a mistake or has just got the toe, got past him.
Well, yeah, Jake seems to just be able to drive up to the back of him along the straights, but Luke kind of drops him a little bit through the corners, so I'm wondering if all that we've been saying about tyre wear and Jake just kind of keeping it, maybe not so much with the new tyre build for this season and see being in new trucks and everything like that, maybe just kind of hindering him here, but doesn't seem to be too much of an issue at the moment.
Is that Tim Mawson they're coming up to lap, just ahead?
I believe so, we'll see. Like 15 or so laps ago. Came off into the pits, but let's just have a little rundown. Joel first, Jake second, Alex third, Jay Forster fourth, Mr. Innes fifth, Liam Williams sixth, Jonathan Rex, we haven't talked about him too much this race. Bringing up the rear of the field there with Steve H. Smith in 8th and Tim Wilson in 9th. I believe the overlay at the top's there just having a little confusion. That's going to allow him, and he's closer than ever going into turn 3. Kind of have a little go, but no, just car seemed to get a little bit loose on Jake there. Kind of squirreling.
Able to hold a tighter line, but he's gone tighter in, but he's running just a little bit wider out.
Thing is,
the slipstream is helping him pull along with him, but it's not really aiding him to pass.
This is what we want to see in F1. See, kind of sidetracking here, but that's what we want to see in F1. None of that Canadian malarkey. We want proper overtaking. And yeah, just going back to the drafting, Jake's obviously keeping with him, but sooner or later, possibly 5-10 laps, his engine's going to start to overheat, and he's going to have to kind of stay out of the way. So that
how do you think? How do you think DRS work with these things? Would they just have the windshield pop down for a bit?
Yeah, maybe change the roofs so they're convertibles. Everyone would want to see that, I'm sure.
I think just going back to F1, I think because the cars are just, I know we're sort of deviating from the race, we're going to miss something important, but anyway, F1's interesting, F1's exciting, let's talk about that. I think the problem with the cars now, and has been for a good decade or so, is it relies so much on aerodynamics that it's just quite tricky to get close and pass. I mean, can't remember who it was a member of the Caterham team said that if your car's like 3 seconds off the pace, or like 2.9 seconds off pace, I think 2.8 of that is aerodynamics, and 0.1 of that is like mechanical grip. So I think if they really want to get like proper overtaking without these DRS or curves, which although in some situations it's a bit annoying, in other situations it's actually alright, I think they just need to minimise the aerodynamic grip.
Yeah,
I mean,
so basically
talk about ground effect, didn't they? do that. But anyway, yeah. I'll shut
Yeah,
up
so
about that.
so Tom Kemper's 2013 F1 season, he wants to see no wings, massive
Yep.
fans, and huge tyres.
No fans, just ground effects, but no fans.
Or
Yeah,
the,
but huge
the little
tyres.
vortex things or whatever they're called, like they've got in the IndyCar.
Yeah, just the little skirt things, whatever they are.
Yeah,
But
that
like
would be
proper.
that'd be interesting.
Because that's just free grip basically. It doesn't. I don't think the air's affected that much coming off the back. Yeah, like you said, have huge tyres, 1500 horsepower engines. That'd be brilliant. As you see, Kenville has dropped back a bit from Jarl, and they're catching Tim Wilson.
Yeah. So
And
obviously in qualifying, Tim was just in 2/10 off. But in the race, they're catching him much quicker than that. So it just shows how much of an effect kind of the drafting does. But there wouldn't have been too much difference in the race pace between the guys and the qualifying pace, and still it doesn't
what
look
if he's
from
got
this
some
kind
damage as well? Or maybe he's overheated the tyres a bit from the slide into the pitch. You never really know.
Yeah.
He's obviously
Like
lifting
a
off a
bit.
bit to let them pass. As you see, Jake is up the inside of Alex. That looks like he's managed to make that stick. He's ducking really low.
They come into camera focus there, and he's got the job done. He's moved AC down into 5th.
I think it's 4th.
4th, sorry. And Jake's past him, and you can see how close he can get up to these two guys battling for the win here. See Tim Mawson just giving him room to go around the outside. It's nice to see. Obviously, we want the battling to go on, but it's a bit pointless if you're being lapped. Obviously, on the oval side, totally fine to battle for the position, even if you are lapped, but a bit pointless, kind of, especially at this stage. Is more than one lap down, I would have thought. So.
Well, I'm sure if Jarl or Jake or anyone gives him a bit of...
Sorry, in the background there, that was AC having a go around the outside. Jake, just see when the camera changes if he's got it done, but AC might just be able to take him into turn 3.
Is that saying that Jake Petrella is in 2nd? That's a bit embarrassing. Yes, it's Anville's in 5th. Oh dear.
No worries, we did the exact same thing for John Monroe and Liam Williams.
Yeah, they let's have a look. Do they have similar skins? No, is the answer to that.
And yeah, just see how well Son Moore in the distance there, one of the dots in front, just managed to hang around the outside. Very impressed with that. Great driving from him.
Getting a bit of feedback from the commentary booth.
And I'm apologising for that.
Yeah, we always get technical problems in the commentary box.
Hopefully
Don't
that's
have enough
fixed
money
now.
to get a decent one. Race is sort of settling down now. And
Settling
Jake
down.
is in 2nd, not Kenville, sorry.
But yeah, that's flown. Lap 12 was when we had the safety car, and it's now lap 38. I don't know how those laps are flying by so quickly, but they have. I'm just wondering, if there are no more cautions, do you think it might be time for some of these guys to think about pitting for tyres, or yeah, no.
How's the fuel situation? Is it run to the end, or are you going to have to make a pit stop?
It was close to Daytona, and obviously that was a flat out oval, so probably going to be quite close again, but there have been the 2 cautions at the start, and they have been into pit lane twice already, so a few of the guys might have already got that
Might just
gallon
be
or
down
so.
down to preference, you never know, people might be losing too much time to stay out, to be fair. I mean, the 8s at Spa, as I mentioned, my tyres were pretty ruined after 4 to 5 laps, so I thought I don't really want to pit when everyone else is pitting because I'll have to do another 10 laps, and if they go off after 4 or 5, I'm going to have to nurse it to the end of the race. I decided to stay out till like lap 18 or something, which was a mistake because I was 3 seconds a lap slower. I'm sure the gaps here between fresh tyres and worn tyres is quite large, seeing as you're putting a lot of load on the outside tyres around these corners. You know, you're having to lift off, so you're at sort of maximum velocity around that corner.
Let's just have a look at the times the leaders get now, because of line 41.5, so a good 8 tenths off their qualifying pace, with AC 3 tenths slower than that. So perhaps it might be a good idea for one of these guys just trying to get onto the podium to pit now, see if they can see what happens. Might look like an idiot if no one else does pit, because you'll be half a lap or so down at the end, but might as well give it a go.
That's the thing, if you pit too early you'll be quicker, but then when they pit you'll obviously be ahead of them, but then they'll catch up and overtake you.
And that's Jake gone past AC there, so great balance between those two.
I think he'd already got past. I think it might have been AC having a look at Jake, unless he'd gone past him earlier.
By my mistake. And
it is quite tricky. I always yelling at the TV when the F1's on, when they can't spot things. Did you watch the qualifying for the Valencia Grand Prix? I remember on the BBC they were like saying, "Oh, Mark Webber's miles off the pace qualifying," and I was yelling at the TVs because his DRS isn't working. But yeah, it's quite tricky once you're actually up here. Mainly because I'm waffling. I'm like, you're doing the right thing, I'm just kind of waffling.
No, I think we're both doing a solid job of embarrassing ourselves equally here. but let's digress.
Going down together.
Jake Foster there, building up a little bit of a gap there over AC, so the tyre wear probably causing quite a bit of an issue now for the guys out there. And there's only 20 or so laps, 21 and a half laps to go, so they've got to think about pitting surely to go.
It's a bit of a shame that Tim's been
it up a little bit.
A few instances, because he's tagging along quite well there, isn't he? Dropped a bit back from the first and second, but I mean Jake and Alex aren't exactly steaming up behind him.
Yeah, and that's with the draft. Obviously, you know, they would have got a much better draft than Mawson's getting off of anyone. But
you think that the draft is a bit, I don't know how in real life, but I know with the V8s and stuff like that you could get drafts from miles back, which is a bit strange, but obviously on super speedways these are massive barn doors flying across the track, so they obviously punch a huge hole in the air.
Yeah, the guys over at Iracing have been having a little test about with it and things like that for the last couple of months almost. As we see, that's the first guy into the pit there. Not quite sure who it is, but I think that was one of the leaders.
That was Jarl. That was Jarl in the pit.
Jarl
down second on the ticker.
Very, very decisive from him to pit.
Green flag pit stop. First green flag pit stop.
Green flag, and that's, if there is a caution now, that is going to work out horribly for him. That's going to drop him well back. Possibly going to get lapped here, because the pits in these cars are very, very long.
If you have to stop for fuel, then that's a good idea, because we've got 19 laps left.
And that was 2 sets of tyres, the inside and the outside, as we see Jake Foster and Jake Petrella, I believe, and AC in the pits. See if we can get some shots and see what kind of tyre options people are going for. So we saw the leader, well the former leader, pitting for both.
Right, this is a good race now.
This is more interesting.
Let's hope they don't have a McLaren pit crew.
AC gone through him there, but oh, is he outrunning his pit box there? Yeah, AC reversing into his pit box. That's not very good for him. It's going to ruin his kind of chances of jumping these guys in the pits.
Oh, and as we see who's that jumping out, that's Jake and Jake both out, and he's stuck in the
Look at that, that has gone horribly wrong for him, just trying to select reverse.
Now he's going to be out of sync in terms of acceleration. He's going to lose all sorts of places now.
That has
Stephen H.
gone.
Smith, the man we said we didn't really talk about much, is now leading.
Yeah, obviously he's well up there in the standings. I think he is 4th or 5th in the standings, and that's why, because he's so consistent. You know, I think he's got one win or you know, a 2nd place, but he's always up there. He's always battling for a podium, even when he hasn't really got pace around the tracks that he's racing at. He's always managed to do something to find some pace.
Right, we need to, if they're only losing about 0.8 to a second a lap, we need to get a pen and paper out here and work out if it's possible, if the fuel's right and the drop-off doesn't, tyres don't drop off that much from now on, could you run it to the end? I mean, if they get within a couple of seconds, you're sort of a sitting duck, aren't you? They got the slipstream, don't really have the grip into the corner or the grip out, or even the confidence in or out, so it's going to be tricky.
Yeah, but how long do the new tyres stay at that kind of that groove? How long do they stay good for? See, a 19.1 second gap between 2nd and 1st, with only 7/10 split in 2nd and 3rd, so that's very, very close.
That's the thing, you never know, like when the tyres do go off, obviously it's probably not even actually that worn, if they're just overheated.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, just if there was a caution now, how quick the guys that haven't pitted would be, because obviously in the 3 or 4 laps that they're under caution, the tyres are going to be cooling down very, very quickly. So yeah, that would be interesting just to kind of see what the difference is.
Just about
as he squeezes him up high, the 48 car there. Ken Valinis squeezes up Steve H. Smith. Smith has got away and he's still in. Sorry, that's Joel, isn't it?
Yeah,
for a second. Sorry, my mistake. But
he had a very good pit stop. Look how far ahead he is.
Very, very good for him. It's good for Kenville as well, because he was a little bit further than that behind before the pit stops, and he seems to have gained a couple of tenths in the pit stop phase. And let's just see if he can tag along onto the back and hope for the best. Jake Petrella there battling with 5th place of
Forster.
Jake Forster. That's interesting. Just love that camera shot coming into turn 1 and out of turn 2. Very, very nice to see them running very consistent lines. You know, it's always the same line every lap.
Ooh, I thought that scared me a bit when we jumped.
Camera's focused on the most exciting, and this is it. Jake Petrella versus Jake Forster
on the outside.
Now that is embarrassing for Jake. Obviously, it was going to happen because he got the toe and everything, but no driver wants to be overtaken on the outside. But there's quite a big gap now between 4th and 3rd, so I think Jake's just going to be wanting to hang on to 4th until the end. The chances of getting any further up are very, very slim.
Right, Jarl hasn't actually gained that much on the leader. It was at 19 seconds a few laps ago, it's at 17.9 as they crossed the line this lap. So I wonder if they out.
So about a second a lap or 0.8 a lap. So.
And we've got what? Oh, going to be close.
12 laps to go. This is very interesting now, these last 12 or so laps. See what happens to Steve, because he hasn't pitted yet, and he's got the pace, so unless he's going to have to come in. Well, he might have pitted at one of the safety car phases, but not in this last phase, and he's got a 41.78 there, and still a 17 or so second gap, so he's not
lost. That was probably what, that's about 9/10 he lost on that lap. Gonna be close. If he don't know about the fuel,
that's very risky there for Jake Forster, just getting on the apron along the start finish straight. Obviously that's the quicker line because you're running less distance, but it is cambered a little bit, so it could kind of screw up your car's balance, and you could end up going sideways.
Still got Kenville up there. I don't think he's done a green flag pit stop yet. No, he might find himself in third, or if he even has to pit, Steve has to pit, then he'd be in second. You never know. Unless he has to pit as well because he's run out of fuel.
I believe at this stage the quickest lap is 40.8 in Jake Forster, so it's nice for him anyway. Nice little souvenir. I wouldn't have thought the guys would be getting any quicker now.
That's qualifying pace.
That really is. That is qualifying pace. That.
Oh, is that Steve in the pits?
In fact, that is a quicker lap than anyone did in qualifying. Obviously they got the toe there, but
yeah,
still
I think
very impressive.
Steve has just dived into the pits, so he obviously couldn't make it to the end, or just ran out of tyres.
Very disappointing for him, and it's going to drop him down probably 4th, 5th. Might come out in this battle between Jake and Jake Petrella.
Kenville's not really dropping that far back from the ARL, even though his tyres are quite a few laps older. The Alex Simpson. Oh, Steve's just come out behind Alex.
And Tim Mawson is going to be ruining his mistake right at the start there, going into the pit lane out of control almost, because it doesn't look at this stage with the fields strung out how they are that there's going to be another caution. So I think he's going to end up a lap or so down on the rest of the packet. So
even if there was a caution, it'd be kind of hard to sort it all out in time if you think about it. What is he? 2 laps down?
Yeah, I believe so. Never say never. Anything can happen.
Bets on him winning.
As we see, 8 laps remaining for these guys here, and it looks like the battle between 4th and 5th is dying down. See, that's not what we want to see, but it's what's happening, and there's nothing we can do about it. So,
quick, throw a caution.
Quick, someone use sparklers on the track.
We could just
let's make this a wet race.
There's a man on track. But yeah, it's like Dewey said, just put sprinklers on. I'd have to red flag that though.
Yeah, as the action's dying out on track, let's jump back to this chat about F1. And obviously in the last week or so we've heard quite a lot about there being a London Grand Prix. 2 kind of options at the moment, either around the Olympic Stadium or around a kind of fantasy F1 track in the centre of London. So have you got any opinions or thoughts about that?
That's a good question. It'd be nice if they did it. It'd be quite cool. I can't see it happening, to be fair. There's obviously a lot of sporting events going on, a lot of money being spent. I don't think we've got enough street circuits as it is, and to be fair, Monaco's good, Singapore's alright, Valencia is not that great.
It was brilliant this
race was good, but track itself is not that great. We got another one. We got Melbourne. That's a street track. That's a very good track. Montreal. That's a street circuit, isn't it? I think.
I believe. No, yeah, I think so.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's yeah. Oh, actually, I don't know.
We'll say it is because that's one of my favourite tracks. Oh, we got another one, haven't we?
Is Korea's not on the calendar this year though, is it?
Isn't it? Oh,
I don't.
That's a decent track. 2010 was quite fun to watch. 2011 was good as well. Anyway, 5 laps to go. I think we should we can save the chat for later.
As we see Joel just leading the pack now, just showing his pace, driving away from the Ken Villeneuve. Obviously, he pitted a little bit earlier. Tyres are a lot further off, but
he's not dropped that far back. It was 1.7 about 5 or 6 laps ago, and he's not dropped that far back, because we see Alex Simpson sort of driving around with no one around him by the looks of it.
Yeah, I just want to give another shout out to the Moorman, Tim Mawson, just for sticking with it for these 50 odd laps or so that he's been kind of without a chance really. So yeah, congratulations to him for sticking it.
You're still gonna get respect for staying out there. You never know. Might be down in 10th, but you might as well give it a go.
Maybe he'll beat Ben Horrell, because that was just hilarious. And if anyone hasn't seen that video, I urge you to, and I'll link it to the YouTube video when I upload it, because that is brilliant.
Please send me that once you've finished up here.
As you see there, Tim Mawson getting a little bit bored racing on his own, so he's having a little go. And he's passed. I don't know why. I believe that's himself. Is that Jonathan Rex there that he's battling with, but Jonathan Rex is kind of seems to have let him pass, driving that high to the wall there. But still, nice dedication from him. 3 laps remaining now, and unless there's any mishaps, I wouldn't have thought that anyone could take this victory away from Jarl at this stage. Very quick pace in the qualifying. Obviously he's only 3rd, but still it's very, very good.
We should hopefully we'll jump back on board or off board with him for the
we can only hope.
Laps.
But yeah, very nice race today so far. Only the 2 cautions, but
like to see.
Ah, there we go. Just see how much they're hacking away at the steering wheel. I'm not sure if that's just like the Iracing replay, so to speak.
Wondering if we could use the gassy cam or whatever, because at the moment that camera's inside his head, which probably isn't that comfortable.
And that's a white flag, one last lap here, 22 minutes remaining, so unless this is the longest ever lap of Michigan, they should finish within the time
Even
limit.
if he runs out of fuel, he can just pop the clutch in and just coast over the line.
And that's what I'd like to see. Not anything against Joel, but it'd be very, very interesting. One guy with power and one guy just with total will to finish. Might see a Nigel Mansell moment, but that's unfortunately not going to happen.
Jarl time.
Oh, Joel! Joel there. Just a puff of smoke. Oh, not smoke, of
dirt.
Of dirt. Just wondering. Obviously, if the race is still going.
It's finished. No, it's finished.
Yeah, I'm just wondering though, because obviously until everyone's finished, it still get incidents. So let's see if we can get an on board on that. Because obviously, if he's got an incident, that's going to ruin his clean race bonus, which I would have thought you'd have up to this point.
Yeah, he's obviously
no,
it's not that much, is it? He probably just did that sort of celebrate a little bit without doing so much stupider, which is fair. So we've got Jarl in 1st, Kenville in 2nd, Jake Forster, I believe, is going to finish in 3rd. 4th, we've got who is it? Jake Trella. Alex Simpson looked like he was sort of in the middle of nowhere, so he's obviously going to finish 5th. And was it Steve that was sort of tailing behind him? He's looking at the results. He's not back.
Steve finished in 6th, right behind it, AC there. So, yeah, possibly if he could get away without pitting, it would have been a great race. But that pit stop right near the end there's dropped him back in the standings.
That was a bit of a shame. Yeah, it'd have been interesting to see if he could have held on to the lead. But anyway, just dropping down the order again, we got Jonathan Rex finishing in 7th, 27 seconds off the lead. He's done quite well. Don't know how many pit stops he did. We didn't really have the camera focused on him that much. Liam Williams, don't think we ever had the camera on him. He's finished in 8th place. Tim Mawson, he'll be disappointed with 9th. Oscar Hardwick retired after lap 3, I believe. Don't know what the problem was there. And then we've got Andrew Woodhouse in 11th. And they are the people that didn't compete in this race, so I believe they won't get any points unless they've done a lap.
And just jumping back to the action here, this is not what we want to see. Georgia seems to be having troubles trying to get a donut at the moment. All of the skill on the track.
I don't want to comment.
He just doesn't seem to be able to get the power down as he's going sideways there.
That's what you got to do. You see on the ovals, they'll point it straight up the banking and get a nice, slightly weird looking slide going on.
And that's him out of the race. So yeah, what's your thinking? Let's just have a look at the standings after the race. As we said before, AC running to the top of the standings there by 18 points with Steve Smith and Mike Johnson. So 2 positions lost by Mike there, and that's not very good for him. But obviously there's the drop rounds and everything, so he's a race down, but he's still only 20 or so points off, so that should be fine for him once the drop rounds are in place. And the great winners for today are obviously Joel, who's jumped 11 people. He's up in 15th, so that's great for him. Half the points of the leaders, but half the amount of races. So possibly with the drop rounds, if he does compete in a few more rounds, he could well end up in the top 5 or so.
Absolutely. I mean, I know they take into account the number of races you've done, as well as obviously you get the drop rounds, but you've only competed in half the races. I think that plays into account where you finish. But yeah, he's looking good.
Yeah, great.
It's a bit of a shame that he sort of clashed with the football, but never mind.
Yeah, I'm sure next round out, there'll be a lot more action. In 2 weeks' time, and I believe that is coming from I'm not sure what track that's coming from. Let's have a little see if I can have a look.
I'll say Talladega.
Possibly, and that would be interesting, because that is totally flat out. It's kind of like a different challenge, but it is from...
Hey, what's this?
And no, this is just a little bit of a kind of sponsor thing. We've got AC there. Check out his channel. I'll put a link in so you can check it out. But it's just reviewing the GT Omega. So great shout out to the sponsors there at GT Omega Racing and also at Sim News Daily. And that, once I find out this race that's coming up, I'll leave you with that. And the next track is Homestead. 80 laps of Homestead, Miami Speedway. Come to you in 2 weeks' time. But no, Talladega is the last circuit, and we'll leave you with this nice little video to end it with. And thanks for joining me, and Tommy Comper. We'll see you next time out, and I believe you're joining us at Homestead 2 weeks' time to do a live thing.
Yes.
So we'll see you then.
Say that. Oh no! It's I'll be for the Indy race, the Indy car.
Fair enough. So next weekend, it's us two in the commentary booth, and we'll see you then. Thanks, bye.